It started with a bark so loud it made the entire police station freeze. Officers stepped back, fear cutting through the room. In the corner stood a huge German shepherd, known as the most aggressive K9 in the city. His growl echoed like a warning, "Stay away." Once, he'd been the pride of the force, loyal, brave, unstoppable. But after his handler died in a tragic operation, everything changed. He refused food, snapped at anyone who came near, and attacked every officer who tried to help. They stopped calling him Rex, and started calling him the Beast. Days turned into weeks. No handler could control him. No one could reach him. The precinct was one decision away from giving up on him forever. Then, something no one expected happened. One afternoon, while the officers argued about what to do with the dangerous K9, the hallway filled with the soft sound of footsteps. Tiny footsteps. A little girl in a pink dress walked straight toward Rex's cage. Officers shouted, "Stop. Sweetheart, stay back. That dog is dangerous." She didn't stop. She didn't even look scared. She stood directly in front of the snarling dog and whispered, gently, "You're not bad." Then she reached out, and placed her small hand against the metal. Time froze. Rex, the monster everyone feared, went silent. He didn't lunge. He didn't growl. He didn't snap. He just stared at her. What happened next left the entire station speechless. Earlier that day, the heavy gates of the city's K9 unit rattled as a transport van rolled in. Inside was Rex, muzzled, chained, and silent, golden eyes hollow with grief. He'd already burned through 5 precincts in 2 years. Every handler who tried to train him walked away with scars, physical and emotional. Reports called him dangerous, beyond saving, but none of them saw the nights he howled, waiting for someone who would never call his name again. Captain Reynolds watched from behind observation glass. "One last chance," he said. "If he snaps again, he's done." Everyone knew what done meant. Rex was locked in an isolated kennel, reinforced bars, cold floor, no other dogs nearby. He paced endlessly. Claws clicked. Time dragged. Every sound made him tense. Every scent made him remember. Every silence made him grieve. At night, storms brought back the worst memories, shattering noise, the flash of explosion, his handler's voice swallowed by chaos. His fury wasn't born from hatred. It was born from heartbreak. No one dared to see it. No one even tried. 2 weeks later. A new precinct. A new cage, same fear in every officer's eyes. Inside the briefing room, Captain Reynolds warned the team, "Rex was once the best K9 we had. But he's unpredictable. Keep your distance." Most officers whispered the same thing. Why keep him at all? Mark Jensen didn't answer. He just studied Rex through reinforced glass, watching the dog pace, restless, broken. He trained dozens of K9s. But this one wasn't angry. He was lost. Mark saw the scars. The fear. The grief. He saw himself. Still, when he stepped near the cage, Rex growled and lunged, teeth slamming against metal. The sound echoed through the hall. Everyone backed away, everyone except Mark. He whispered through the bars, "You're not gone. Not yet." Rex didn't understand the words, but he understood the tone. Not dominance. Not command. Not fear, just sadness, something he recognized. No one knew it yet, but the person who would finally reach Rex wasn't a handler, not an officer, not anyone trained to tame him. It was someone small. Someone fearless. Someone who saw what no one else did. A child who walked straight toward the dog everyone else had already given up on, and in that single moment, everything began to change. The girl's name was Lily. She had wandered away from the front desk while her mother spoke with an officer. She wasn't supposed to be there. But some invisible thread pulled her toward the lonely dog everyone feared. Rex stared at her through the bars, tense at first, then still, for the first time in years, his tail moved, just slightly. The officers couldn't believe it. Mark Jensen whispered, "He's calm." Lily smiled through the metal, voice soft, "You miss someone." "I do too." Rex didn't understand the words, but he understood the feeling. From that day forward, Lily came back. Every morning, she slipped into the kennel room, sometimes with crayons, sometimes with a book. Rex never growled at her. Saturday he listened. He learned her scent. He waited for her footsteps. The officers stood behind glass, speechless. The dog they were ready to put down was choosing to trust again. Her mother, Emily, was frightened at first, but something told her not to interfere. She makes him calm, Mark said. We've never seen anything like this. Then one evening, Mark found a box. Old deployment records, photos. Memories. One picture stopped him cold. A soldier, Rex's handler, smiling in uniform. Beside him, Rex, younger. Proud. Alert. In his arms, a tiny toddler with a teddy bear, Lily. On the back, faded ink, for Lily, Daddy's brave partner, Rex. Mark's throat tightened. Rex didn't just sense kindness, that he remembered love. He recognized her. The next day, Lily walked in as usual, hair braided, holding a drawing. Rex stood before she even spoke. She whispered through the bars, I didn't forget you, even if you forgot me. But he didn't. Slowly, carefully, Rex pressed his forehead to the metal. Lily leaned in and did the same. Two souls, broken in different ways, finally finding each other again. From the observation window, Emily's breath caught. That's my husband's dog. Mark nodded, and his daughter just brought him back. Rex changed quickly after that. He started eating again, sleeping without pacing, responding to Lily's voice, gentle, steady, patient. Mark tested him slowly. Sit. Rex obeyed. Stay. He did, but only when Lily was there. She wasn't training him, she was reminding him who he used to be. The precinct had a decision to make. Captain Reynolds called a meeting. We were ready to put him down. Now look at him. Mark spoke carefully. Rex isn't dangerous. He's grieving. Lily is the key. Another officer replied, she's a child. What happens when she's not here? Silence. Then Emily stepped in, voice strong, then we'll be here. For him. No one argued again, but healing isn't simple, and the past has sharp edges. One night, thunder cracked across the sky, sudden, violent, too familiar. A storm rolled in fast, rain striking like gunfire. Rex froze, his ears pinned back, his heart raced. Lightning flashed, white, blinding. He remembered the explosion. The screams, the smell of smoke. His handler falling. He pushed against the kennel bars, panicked, shaking, desperate. The lock wasn't secure. With one powerful surge, Rex broke free. Outside, rain poured in sheets. Wind howled through the streets. Lily and Emily were driving home from the station, wipers barely keeping up. A fallen tree blocked the road. The car stalled. Emily tried the engine again. Nothing, Mom. I'm scared. She held Lily close. It's okay. We'll wait. Someone will help. Lightning struck nearby. The world flashed white. Then, through the rain, they heard something. A bark, loud. Familiar. Rex, soaked, shivering. Eyes locked on Lily. He had come for her, even in the storm, even in fear, even broken. He came. The storm raged as Rex reached the stalled car. He barked, not in anger, but warning. Lily opened the door. Rex. You came. He nudged her, urgent, pushing her toward the trees, away from the road. Emily called after them, Lily, wait. But just then the hillside trembled, mud loosening, water rushing, ground collapsing. Rex knew. He grabbed Lily's jacket in his teeth and pulled, hard. The earth gave way where she had stood a second before. Lily screamed as the slope crumbled beneath her feet. Rex held on, his muscles strained. Lightning cracked. Wind roared. He pulled with everything he had. She slipped, then caught balance, then climbed back toward him. He never let go. A fallen branch crashed beside them. Emily rushed forward, terrified, breathless. Rex, you saved her. But the danger wasn't over. A final tree, weakened by the storm, split and fell. Rex pushed Lily aside, just in time. The tree struck him instead. A sharp cry, then stillness. No. Lily screamed, dropping beside him. Emily knelt, shaking, rain mixing with tears. Stay with us, please. Rex's breathing was shallow. Weak, but his eyes stayed open, on Lily, protective. Unafraid. He hadn't failed this time. He hadn't lost family again. Help arrived minutes later, officers, paramedics, Mark Jensen among them. He knelt beside Rex, voice cracking, you did good, boy. You did so good. Rex closed his eyes, exhausted, but alive. They lifted him carefully, Emily holding Lily, Lily holding Rex's paw. 3 lives, bound by loss, saved by love. Together, they left the storm behind. Rex lay quietly in the small veterinary room, wrapped in blankets, machines softly beeping around him. Storm clouds had passed, morning light filtered in. Lily never left his side. Emily sat beside her, hand on her shoulder. Mark stood nearby, silent, watchful, hopeful. Hours passed before the vet finally spoke. He's strong. He'll make it. Lily let out a breath she'd been holding for too long. She leaned forward and pressed her forehead gently against Rex's. I knew you'd stay. Rex's eyes opened, tired, but calm. He lifted his paw, just enough for her small hand to hold. For the first time in years, he wasn't shaking. He wasn't fighting. He wasn't alone. A few days later, the precinct gathered in the training yard. No one called him the Beast anymore. Captain Reynolds spoke quietly. We almost gave up on him. But he never gave up on her. Mark placed a new collar around Rex's neck, clean, polished, waiting for a new story. Lily beamed. Can he stay with us? Emily looked at Rex, then at Mark, then back at her daughter. Yes, she said. He's family. Rex stood on steady legs, still healing, but not broken. He stepped beside Lily, matching her pace as she walked. A protector, a survivor, a soldier with a home again. It all began with a bark that froze a room, but it ended with something much quieter. A child's touch, a healing heart, and a second chance. Rex wasn't feared anymore. He was loved, and this time, he wasn't letting go.